The French Revolutionary Wars, how a revolution sparked a global conflict. What happens when a revolution turns into a world war? The French Revolutionary Wars weren't just about France. They reshaped Europe, toppled monarchies, and paved the way for Napoleon's rise. But how did it all start, and why does it still matter today? Let's dive into the chaos, the battles, and the legacy of this epic conflict. The French Revolution's beginnings were rooted in economic hardship and frustrations with the monarchy. With the storming of the Bastille in 1789 and the fall of the French monarchy in 1792, revolutionary France became a republic, an unprecedented event that terrified Europe's old monarchies. Kings and emperors across the continent viewed these developments as a direct threat to their rule. The profound ideals of liberty and equality coming out of France resonated with oppressed citizens in nearby countries. At the same time, revolutionary propaganda promoted the idea of spreading freedom beyond France's borders. Monarchies like Austria and Prussia, sensing danger, pledged to restore the French king's power, believing revolution could spark uprisings within their own domains. Tensions reached a boiling point when in 1792, France declared war on Austria and Prussia, signaling the start of the French Revolutionary Wars. The Revolutionary Wars began as a defensive struggle. France, still politically unstable and militarily inexperienced, faced invasion from the First Coalition, a powerful alliance initially led by Austria, Prussia, and later joined by Britain, Spain, and others. One of the defining moments of the early phase was the Battle of Valmy in September 1792. As Prussian forces advanced deep into French territory, the French army unexpectedly emerged victorious in what was regarded more as a symbolic than strategic win. Yet it elevated French morale and offered the young republic its first taste of success. This victory emboldened France to take the offensive stance of spreading its revolutionary ideals abroad. What made the French Revolutionary Wars unique was the motivation behind them. This wasn't just a war for territory. France saw it as a mission to liberate Europe's people from monarchic oppression. Revolutionary leaders openly proclaimed their goal of spreading liberty to neighboring regions, leading to French incursions into Belgium, the Netherlands, and parts of the Rhineland. However, this ideological crusade also created enemies. Many territories liberated by France grew resentful of their new rulers, as revolutionary zeal often gave way to heavy taxation and military rule. The clash between France's ideals and imperialist tendencies drove deep wedges throughout Europe. To counter France's growing power, the monarchies of Europe formed the First Coalition in 1793. Led by Austria, Prussia, and Britain, this alliance aimed to crush the French Republic and restore the monarchy. At this point, the French were not only fighting external powers, but also facing turmoil at home. Internally, royalists and counter-revolutionaries sought to dissolve the Republic, while economic strain and political purges destabilized the country further. Despite its challenges, France introduced an unprecedented response, the levée en masse. This revolutionary policy of mass conscription turned citizens into soldiers, swelling the French army to unmatched numbers. For the first time in history, an active military force became an extension of a nationalistic citizenry, transforming the way wars were fought. Citizen soldiers, filled with revolutionary fervor, proved to be a formidable force against seasoned European armies. From 1794 onwards, France began to turn the tide. Victories in Belgium and along the Rhine halted the coalition's advances. Revolutionary armies, now well-organized and under capable generals like Lazare Carnot, pushed the French Republic's borders outwards. In 1795, France captured Belgium and the Netherlands, declaring the newly formed Batavian Republic as a satellite state. One of the most crucial moments in the wars came with the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. His military campaign in Italy from 1796 to 1797 was groundbreaking. Napoleon's leadership brought innovative tactics, rapid movement of troops, and strategic precision to the French military. His victories against Austrian forces in northern Italy solidified France's control over the region and forced Austria to sue for peace, breaking up the First Coalition. While most battles raged across Europe, the French Revolutionary Wars extended far beyond the continent. Britain, France's fiercest enemy, leveraged its naval supremacy to challenge French ambitions globally. The conflict spilled into the Caribbean, where Britain sought to destabilize France's overseas territories, and into Egypt, where Napoleon's ambitious Egyptian campaign aimed to undermine British trade routes to India. The wars also left their mark on France's colonies. Revolutionary ideas inspired uprisings, such as the Haitian Revolution, which dealt a massive blow to France's colonial supremacy. Even though France was fighting for freedom in Europe, its colonial struggles revealed the contradictions between revolutionary ideals and the realities of empire. While France achieved key victories abroad, it remained in turmoil at home. The revolution was far from unified. Internal power struggles, the reign of terror, and economic instability plagued the Republic. By 1795, the Thermidorian reaction had brought an end to the most radical phase of the revolution, and a new government, the Directory, came to power. The wars, however, showed no signs of ending. After the first coalition's collapse in 1797, the second coalition emerged in 1798. This alliance, comprising Britain, Austria, Russia, and others, sought to contain France's growing dominance. Once again, the French military was tested, and once again, it adapted with remarkable resilience. The late stages of the Revolutionary Wars saw the meteoric rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. His leadership in battles like Marengo in 1800 further solidified French control over northern Italy and broke the Second Coalition. More than just a military commander, Napoleon became a political figure as he maneuvered to seize power within France. The Treaty of Luneville in 1801 and the Treaty of Amiens in 1802 marked the formal end of the Revolutionary Wars. These treaties temporarily brought peace to France and its rivals, though this peace would be short-lived. The Revolutionary Wars didn't just defend the French Republic, they redefined the political and military landscape of Europe. Monarchies were forced to confront the growing tide of nationalism, and old feudal structures found themselves under attack. The wars also transformed warfare itself. Mass conscription, the mobilization of national resources, and the rise of citizen armies were revolutionary changes that would shape conflicts for generations to come. However, the most lasting legacy of the wars was the rise of Napoleon Bonaparte. The Revolutionary Wars paved the way for his dictatorship and the Napoleonic Wars, which carried France's struggle for dominance to an even grander scale. At the same time, these conflicts planted seeds of resistance and reform across Europe, fueling movements that led to the eventual decline of monarchic absolutism and the rise of modern liberal democracies. The French Revolutionary Wars were far more than a series of battles. They were a clash of ideologies, a struggle between old and new, and a turning point in global history. What began as a domestic revolution ignited a worldwide struggle, forever changing political systems, military strategies, and national identities. Even today, the echoes of this turbulent era resonate. The ideas of liberty and equality that inspired the French Revolution continue to influence movements across the world. By understanding this pivotal chapter of history, we can better appreciate the forces that shaped our modern society. History, after all, is not just a record of the past. It's the story of how we became who we are. And so the French Revolutionary Wars remain a powerful reminder of the transformative power of ideas and the enduring impact of change.